boys and girls. It's time for Jerry's Outdoor Show. Heard exclusively right here on AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC, the voice of Muscatine. Powered by Indian Creek Lure Company, the Sicilian Pizzeria, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Pierce Custom Rods, Tailwater Marine, Deaf Guy Taxidermy, and RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. Like Jerry's Outdoor Show on Facebook. Jerry, our rods and reels are ready. Let's go fishing.
You don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name.
Just what is your name?
Yeah, it's Jerry from Jerry's Outdoor Show. Here it is. 4th of July weekend is upon us. Everybody's so happy and ready to go.
Campers are flying down the road.
Campers are flying. I left Iowa City last night about 4 o'clock. Or 3:30, and man, it was already backing up. So, of course, with my usual 4th of July tradition is to stay home and do nothing. Well, not nothing. We got some projects. We'll do some fishing at night, but other than that, we ain't going nowhere.
Did Mama make it back?
Oh yeah, she's back.
Okay.
She's back. Waving.
Take her fishing.
Yep, that's what she wants to do.
I was just about late today.
Just about.
Just about.
Almost a little bit. That's why we kind of did the news there a little bit.
Well, I was out looking for fishermen.
Were you?
I ain't seen none in 2 weeks hardly.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Well, what's
I don't know what they're doing. They're scared or...
They're scared of fishing?
I guess.
Huh.
Fred down there ain't seen no fishermen.
Huh. No?
We don't know where they... Tim, how you doing? You're back.
I'm back. I'm
All
doing
right.
good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, you said there's a lull. You know what? Come to think of it, I haven't seen a lot on Facebook. Usually everybody and their brother's putting stuff out on Facebook.
There's a few of them called me that's going out on yours, out on the Cedar and that. But I don't know. The last 2 weeks I've thrown away probably 8-9 pounds of minnows.
Oh, no kidding.
And if anybody knows, 8 pounds is a gallon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A lot of it. So I
don't
know.
know.
I haven't seen a lot of pictures. Now we're just coming off a little bit of the high water.
Well, the catfish just got done spawning.
And catfish,
it's time to go.
Catfish are going.
Right.
Because Friday I went out. Friday afternoon I went out to Fairport. Fairport they don't charge to put in. So I put in at Fairport out there, and I went up there, what's that bar out there, Lonnie, by Fairport? The Chart House?
Chart House,
yeah. Right. So towards the Illinois side, No, but I was up above that, and I was fishing, bam, just 2-pound catfish.
Right.
All day long, yeah. Tell you what, all I found was like a 10-foot flat area with no structure whatsoever, and just bang, bang.
They're hungry.
Yep.
They just got done spawning.
Exactly. So it should be a good weekend for that. I know Chicken Creek was high, but that kind of concerns me a little bit about you're saying your numbers are down.
They're way down this year.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. The fishermen just don't. I don't know.
I try to help you out as much as I can, Randy, but I can only be in 3 or 4 places at once.
Too many iPods and iPads and
You're
stuff.
kind of like a raccoon when you come to my shop, though. He gets in there and gets what minerals he needs, and have a nice day,
Oh,
we got a little deal working.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, he can catch them, and I get to eat them.
There you go. Speaking of that, Tim Scott, you were missing last week. You had things to do, but you were at the fish fry.
I was at the fry.
What did you think of the fish fry?
I was in seventh heaven with that food, man. You did the cooking, didn't you, Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
he's
good.
got the Band-Aids on his arms to prove it.
little grease burn there?
Well, we found some tongs a little later on. Those first couple were a little hot getting
That's
out
actually
of the
my
creek.
wife's parrot.
All the food was great.
That thing's got a sharp beak on it.
All the food was great, but I got in trouble down there. So I walked up, and Jerry's like, here's what we got for fish right now. And I just reached in to grab a little piece to sample, and he took the tongs and slapped me on the hand. He said, nope, I got to grab it for you with the tongs.
Right.
No fingers.
I'm like, this is Muscatine, man.
Hey, you know how many fingers was on
Muscatine, Iowa.
You know how many fingers was on that fish from the time we caught it?
I know.
until we
but that's our fingers. We are you, me, and Lonnie are a respectable, clean person. This Tim Scott, I've done work at his house, brother. Don't no. I'm serious, Tim. He for a guy that basically lives in a germ-free cubicle. They like reaching his hands in there. It's like, wait a second. That's not the Tim Scott I know. Who are you? But I'm going to tell you what, Tim. I was surprised. I know you talk about your mother often on the radio, and it's the first time I met your mom. And she is a very attractive lady.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. That's why Lindo's over there.
That's right. That's why Dick's over there every night.
Old tricky Dick.
Well, see, the thing with Dick is when he started going with my mom, he said it was in the winter time, I think, and he said, "Do you mind if I stay here? There's supposed to be a snowstorm." I said, "I don't care."
Oh yeah.
But just for the storm.
Right.
And then when it comes summer, he said there's supposed to be a bad thunderstorm. Your mom's scared of storms. I said, okay.
Wait.
Well, hell, now he's down there every day and night.
Wait. Let's back this story up. It was the winter time, and he was going to stay with your mom because a snowstorm was coming. But he had to ask you for permission?
He did. I vetted him, let's say. I ran him through a security check.
I'll bet.
And he passed.
He needed it.
He passed.
He won.
I've
known old Tricky Dick for
I'm going to say, kids, that's a big window on that shop, and he saw you coming.
But he's old school like I am, so he says, you're the oldest boy and all that. Is it okay if I date your mother? And I said, well, sure.
What?
And then, is it okay if I stay one night? Well, hell, that turned into every night.
Well, you should have knew it. It's like feeding a cat outside. It's going to keep coming
the more
back.
I taled to Randy here, Randy said, I told you.
I told you.
Well, when he shows up on the third date with a U-Haul, that's usually pretty bad. Yeah. So, Lonnie, what do you know out by your area? What about the Cedar? What's happening out there, brother?
Cedar, the rain, keeps going, messing up the water, but I talked to a guy this morning, my brother, as a matter of fact. He's got 8 channel cat this morning already. Mm-hmm. My son, who's home from the Des Moines area for the weekend, he caught some dandy sturgeon yesterday off the river. And then we had caught one perch and cut it up for bait. And he's getting some pretty good bites. He hasn't caught any catfish yet, but he's got his kids down there, youngins, and they're fishing, and they're getting some good hits.
Well, Cedar really dropped. I mean, I noticed it last night when I came over the I-80 bridge. It looks like it's dropped a good ways. It's
dropped, and it's dirty as heck. And another issue is, at least
dirty as what?
What's that?
Dirty as what?
We don't talk like that on this show.
You don't say words like
that. You can't say heck.
It's pretty bad when Randy Brewer gives you a static about your grammatical, because last week you said innards.
Yeah.
Then I agree with Randy. He likes the word guts better. Now you're saying heck. Yeah. And we know the other word he likes other than heck. So... here on Jerry's Outdoor Show, I take a lot of questions from messengers. We got a lot of people on Facebook and stuff like that. So I got a question, and I'm just going to throw it out there, and I didn't know exactly how to answer it. It's kind of an outdoors question, but I got asked this the other night down at Froze. It seems like about 50 of them yahoos want to get out there and tie their inner tubes together at Rochester and float down to Moscow. Now, how long would that take?
Well, right now, probably not very long at all.
That's what I said.
Based upon it takes about 20 minutes to get from Moscow to my place is all it takes.
Right.
And that's approximately a mile.
Right.
By water.
Right.
With the water moving right now,
I'm
going to say probably 2.5 hours.
Okay, if they're all floated together. That's what I said. I said it depends what part of the river you're in. Yeah. If you get out there in that main channel, you're not setting your sights very high. You'd be down in Salisbury before you know it,
Now, when they redid the Interstate 80 bridge, they had the coffer dams up there. And several of them had floated and had gotten in along the bank where they got caught in that back eddy and swirl of those coffer dams and had a heck of a time getting out of there.
Yeah.
So as long as they stay out towards the center of the channel,
right,
man, they can make good time floating all the way through.
Yeah, I've fished out at Rochester many a times. I'd be surprised half the time when I'm out there anchored out there in that swift stuff, how many people come zipping by in them little tiny kayaks or inner tubes or inflatable floaty things like that. And I just give them the thumbs up. I said, you guys are some tough. You don't know what's up around the bend.
Yeah.
But hey, have at her,
I was up on the pier last summer, and this gal come floating down, and her husband, but she was everything she had along the bank, just trying to get out. I think they were going to get out at my place because they had enough of it.
Right.
And I said, having a rough go of it, aren't you, lady? And she said, very rough. I said, it's tough when you get a south wind blowing and you try to float that river. And there's then you come from Rochester to Moscow, you'll end up in Cedar Rapids.
And then Lonnie's standing out there with his shotgun. This is private property. Keep on and moving.
It's going to get rougher.
And it does, especially this time of year. I'll see a lot of people. Like, all right.
Well, usually this time of year, you got to pick it up and carry it over the sandbar.
Yeah,
but there's still.
This has been a great year for the cedar in Iowa.
But there's some fast patches in there. And that stretch between the Rochester Park and up there to the bridge there, I know that's all nothing but rock through there, because I don't know if that's Wendland Quarries or whatever sits on the other side of the bank.
Sand pit there. Yeah, Wendland sand pit.
Right, exactly. So, hey, have at it. I guess I'll look to you from the confines of my 16-foot aluminum boat with a 20-horsepower motor.
If you was 25 years old, Jerry, you'd be right in there with him. We used to do it from Rochester down to G28.
I never was much into the recreational part of the water. A swimming pool, but the river, I'll tell you why. 1984, I went out water skiing back in the back islands there of the Mississippi. And, of course, I never water skied, but once or twice, and got up, fell down, and you got to kind of lay there in the water with your skis up, and you wait for the boat to come back around and get you. Water moccasin come between me and the skis.
He kept right on going.
Yeah, he kept right on going, but when your face is right there level
that's what scared the snake, your face.
There you go. But other than that, it's like, nah. And then everything that's in there, because if you don't let go of that ski rope right off the bat, you take a lot of water in. And anybody can tell you the Mississippi probably isn't the cleanest water to be taken in.
It'll fill you up, though.
It'll fill you up.
Well, Tim Scott, didn't you float that quite a bit?
I floated a lot of water around here.
Did you ever have any bad trips?
Well,
easy, Timmy.
Remember what you told me, so you go at your own pace, Tim.
Floating, we did a lot of floating on the Cedar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then on just Mississippi.
And where'd you guys put in at then?
They put into the cabin about 2 blocks up and floated down to the tavern.
A couple of blocks. No, we used to go to that, this years ago. I'm talking like 1980. It seems like he went out like he was going to Wilton, and you went past Wilton, and there's a tavern out there. You turn left. Isn't that the Cedar out there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What's that tavern?
The old tavern there in Rochester.
Rochester Tavern.
You threw me by Wilton there.
Don't you go past Wilton to get to that Rochester?
Well, you can
go up, hit the interstate.
Yeah, you can go on 30, but you can go up to 38 and then take a left there at Sunbury or whatever.
Yeah, that's right up there at the Methodist Church.
The 2 houses there, that's now Sunbury.
Yeah. Okay.
Iowa. I still haven't found Lime City. I don't know.
So you put in Rochester too? Then.
At the tavern, they used to have 2 or 3 floats every summer. They was playing, and they were big floats. I mean, a lot of people went on them, but that was fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like they do with motorcycles now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody floating.
Yeah.
Well, there you guys go. If you guys want to organize the float, I'll watch you from my 16-foot aluminum boat and 20 horsepower. There goes Tim Scott. Everybody wave.
Yeah.
So other than that, No, as far as what's going on right now, we do have a fishing report, and let's go ahead and get that going for your 4th of July weekend.
Listen up! You're going to want to sharpen your pencil and take some notes. It's time for your fishing report, brought to you by MuscatineTVChannel.com, where you can catch the video replay of this broadcast. Not on cable, not on satellite, but always on. It's Web TV, MuscatineTVChannel.com.
Big Hollow Lake, bluegill, good. The bluegills have moved to deeper water and flooded timber. Look for them in 5 to 6 foot of water. Water temp is in the mid-80s. The shoreline is pretty good coat of algae and duckweed, but most of the fish are out deeper for the summer anyway. Iowa River. The river level is forecasted by the NWS to drop nearly 4 feet over the next 7 days, so set your bank poles accordingly. Channel catfish are rated as good. Work off the sandbars at night in the brush piles in the daylight hours. This is prime time for using leopard or grass frogs as bait. Lake Belvedere. Water temp is holding at 84 degrees. There is a planktonic algae bloom, but not too bad. Water clarity is about 4 feet. Channel catfish are rated good here also. The catfish seem to have left the spawning areas. It's time to break out the chicken liver and stink bait and start working the creek channels out in the lake. Lake Darling. Bluegills are good. The bluegills are out in the deeper water staying cool. Work the rock piles and brush piles out to 8 to 10 foot deep range. Largemouth bass are rated as good. The water temperature seems to be holding steady at 84 degrees. There is a plankton bloom that is making the water green, but you can still see down nearly 4 feet. Lake Geode. Bluegill are rated as good. With the heat, most of the bluegills have moved to deeper water. Work the ledges near the deeper water. Channel catfish are good. Catfishing remains pretty good. Look for them along the face of the dam and around brush piles. Lake McBride. Currently, boats cannot use a motor larger than 10 horsepower. It must be operated at no wake speed, which is 5 miles per hour. Water temps this week are in the low 80s. Please check your boats for vegetation, especially the invasive plants. Bluegill are fair. Some fish remain in shallow pockets or around shallow rock or wood. Try small jigs or worms under a bobber. Some larger fish can be found on deeper rock reefs and can be caught on worms on either a jig or a lindy rig. Black crappie, they're slow. Most fish are on deeper brush. Largemouth bass are fair. Try throwing soft plastics or shallow crankbaits to shallow rock or wood. Some deeper fish can be caught on crankbaits or plastic on rock reefs or deeper stumps. Channel catfish is good. Smelly baits such as chicken liver or stink bait often work best. Walleye are fair. Try trolling crankbaits or spinner rigs around 8 to 15 foot depth. Wipers. Wiper bass are slow. Reports are scarce. Try for them on top waters at sunrise or sunset. Otherwise, deeper crankbaits or jigs fished along breaks or open water may be necessary. Once again, finding the bait fish is usually critical. Lake Saguma. Black crappie are rated as fair. Largemouth bass are rated as fair. Anglers should try jig and pig combos around rock jetties along the dam. Walleye are slow. Fishing is slowed with some hotter weather. Try drifting night crawlers and minnows along the dam and the other riprap shorelines. Mississippi River Pool 16. Channel catfish are fair. Some channel catfish are being caught around the mouth of the Rock River. Try fishing with worms or dip baits. Look for channel catfish around snags along the sides of the channels in the main channel. Mississippi River Pool 16 through 19, river levels have been falling over the past few days. Water clarity is still a little muddy, but the main channel water temperature is around 79 degrees. River stage at Lock Dam 15 in Quad Cities is 9.2 feet and falling. White bass are fair. Some white bass are being caught along the wall in Davenport. Try casting jigs with twister tails and plastic minnows or small crankbaits. Black crappie are rated as fair. Some crappies are being caught in the Sunset Marina and the Andalusia Islands. Try fishing around brush piles. With the falling water conditions, some of the backwaters in the Andalusia Islands might be difficult to get into. Largemouth bass are rated as fair. Some largemouth bass are being caught in the Andalusia Island Complex and the Valet Chute. Mississippi River Pool 17. Channel catfish are good. Try fishing above snags along the sides of the channels and the main channels with dip baits or crawlers. Channel catfish are good. Try fishing above snags along the sides of the channels and main channel with dip baits or crawlers. Tailwater stage at Lock Dam 16 at Muscatine is 8.8 feet and falling. Walleye are fair. Look for walleye around the wing dams. Try trolling three-way rigs and crawlers or casting crankbaits. Trolling crankbaits along GPC have been working well.
Get out there and enjoy the great outdoors that Iowa has to offer.
I've spent 1,000 miles
Don't you change that dial. We've got some more great fishing advice coming up. Actual fishing advice may not be helpful. Right here on Jerry's Outdoor Show on KWPC AM 860 and 95.1 FM.
Are you looking for a reliable taxidermist who does superior work? Here's taxidermist Shannon Spooner telling you in sign language why he's the best around. Oh, we forgot to mention, he's deaf. Deaf Guy Taxidermy in Clinton mounts every type of game imaginable, from deer and coyotes, fish and ducks, you name it, he can mount it. Text him, please. Don't call 563-613-4411 or send him an email to deafguytaxidermy@icloud.com. Deaf Guy Taxidermy, proud sponsor of Jerry's Outdoor Show. Listen on KWPC Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Shannon wishes he could.
This is Hermit Longhorn. Hot for fishing, Jerry's Outdoor Show. Keep me hot for fishing. A man needs a hobby when the wife keeps bitching. About all the broken things around the house need fixing. Friday morning, it's a real good time. Get all the best advice that you're ever gonna find. Jerry's Outdoor Show is number one. Get the lowdown and a whole lot of fun. Shut up, Lester. I told you ain't getting no more of that stick bait.
Yes, and that's right. You know the man, you know the song. We have him live in studio, and that is our good friend Hermit Longhorn and his daughter Genevieve. How you doing?
Hermit Longhorn.
So, Hermit, you were a big hit down at the fish fry, I got to tell you. You guys come in now.
My grandson just loved him.
Well, that's all good and all. We're just looking forward to the world tour.
When does that commence?
Well, hopefully starting early next year.
Yeah?
Yeah, trying to get over to Europe and over to Japan and hopefully over to China.
Hey, Hermit, where are you from anyway?
Del Rio, New Mexico.
Del Rio, New Mexico. Well, I heard of Del Rio, Texas.
It's a ghost town now.
Okay, sure.
There was a couple trailers out there in the late 70s.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, Tim, you didn't stay long enough for the fish or for the entertainment part of it. But I'm gonna tell you what.
I left before the music.
Dang curfews anyway.
But he had his mom with him. I don't know what the curfew.
Well, they also had Dick with them, so I guess he obviously doesn't have a key to the house. But anyway, Hermit, you come down, you put on a heck of a show, and I've been telling people, I say, hey, my buddy Hermit's going to be in town. You're going to have to check out this band. And my goodness, you guys got up there and ripped up the joint, but you also got your little daughter, and she got up, and this gal can sing.
Well, she can. I think she's a little shy right now. Why don't you say hello to everybody, Genevieve?
Hello, this is Genevieve Longhorn.
There you go. She's got her spill.
Broke the ice.
So with that, now your band. Tell us about your band. I think you're. I'm poking fun at your Southern nature, but I think you're all interrelated in your band, aren't you?
Well, if you go back far enough, we're related with the fish.
There you go. But I think Grandpa. Genevieve's grandpa plays drums, don't he?
Genevieve's grandpa Skeeter.
That's
right.
What's the next gigs that you got coming up for Hermit Longhorn?
Well, I think I'm going to do the Star Spangled Banner out there at Froze.
Yeah.
On July 16th.
15th.
Excuse me. Genevieve, you got to keep me up.
We always just a little late myself.
It's one of my all-time favorite songs.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to crank out the guitar and hopefully disturb some neighbors and all.
All right. Do we still got somebody on hold, Tim?
Yes, we do.
Well, we got a phone call, Hermit. Let's take this phone call. Maybe you can help us out with this.
All right.
Hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. Who do we got on with us?
This is Grace.
Hello, Grace. How are you today?
Good. Hey, we really, really enjoyed your fish fry, but we want to know where you can buy smoked carp in Muscatine.
Huh.
Hy-Vee.
Hy-Vee would be about the only place that I know of, and I don't know if that's going to be as good as Lonnie Ford.
No. I don't want to. I like Hy-Vee and all. But
yeah.
It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat home cooking.
So you were down there, Grace. Did you enjoy the fish fry?
Very much so.
What was the most particular part of the meal that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the catfish. That was worth the $5.
There you go. Did you have whole catfish? Or?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a lot more of the whole catfish on the next one.
Right.
Because we was caught a little off guard on the whole catfish, but we had plenty of flathead.
Right.
But some places you go, they just don't eat a whole lot of them. And
Uh-huh.
our party does. We're river rats.
That's right.
Well, we're not saying you're a river rat, Grace. We're just saying we are. So,
Yeah.
As far as the smoked carp, I don't know anybody other than Hy-Vee that would possibly have it. Like I said, we're not licensed. We can't.
I know. I heard that last week. That's why I was just calling to see if you knew where you could buy it.
There's a guy over in New Boston. Boy, I'm trying to think of his name. But he still sells it, and it's made the old-fashioned way. See, a lot of them, they bake them. It's liquid smoke and baked. It's not really
Not
done
smoked
with
like
applewood.
Lonnie.
And, yeah.
What's the name of the place in New Boston?
Oh, I'm trying to. It's when you're going to New Boston, you go right on around past it, and it's right there on the right where the old melon stand used to be.
Oh, okay.
I'll come up with his name. You'll hear it. Listen to the show.
Yeah,
I am.
Give me a minute.
Well, I guess we'll be talking to you next week, Grace.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Grace.
Bye.
So yeah, the smoked carp was fantastic. Everybody was asking about it. I'm saying now, Lonnie, that you're retired. You get you a big white van.
Cedam.
Yeah, Cedam.
Cedam is his name.
Okay, Grace.
Clark
Yeah.
Cedam.
Okay, if you're still listening, it's Clark Cedam over there by New Boston. But Lonnie, if you got yourself a big white van and cruised around the city, Lonnie Ford's mobile carp service like an ice cream truck. We'll put you. Hermit can make you a song up to blare out
the horn and play Hermit songs all day long.
Be like an ice cream truck.
That's right.
Come on, kids.
Absolutely. But the other reason why we have Hermit here is he's involved with, I don't know if you guys have seen this in the voiceofmuscatine.com or whatever, but there's an event called the Second Saturdays that goes on in downtown Muscatine. And Hermit's a very big part of it because, like his lovely daughter Genevieve, they actually have bands, kids' concerts. And then when I'm saying kids' concerts, it's not we're singing Frosty the Snowman or anything like that. These are kids actually playing musical instruments, guitar, bass, drums, and singing, popular songs. Ain't that correct, Hermit?
Well, we've been teaching these kids now for a couple of years, and they're getting to the point where they're itching to go out and perform for people. So we found one venue, one avenue to get them out there in front of the public.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be out there on the second Saturday. Next weekend, we'll be at the farmers market tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids really enjoyed it. Last time we were out there downtown, we put the case out and opened it up, and all the kids got paid.
No
They all
kidding.
went home with money in their pockets.
So what time does this start tomorrow at the farmers market?
I believe it begins at 9 a.m. till 11:30.
Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. How many students does? Well, I'm talking vicariously to Hermit Longhorn, but I know the guy out there that runs Lovestad Music Services, a good friend of ours named Bradley
Thank
Lovestad.
God he gave me a job and all.
Who is that Lovestad anyway?
Well, he's just another guitar picker. Been
Okay.
teaching guitar up in these parts for a long time, and well, I just happened to walk on by and hear some screaming guitar work, and I thought, dang, that sounds a lot like me. So I went in there and saw what he was doing, and
Was that like a Led Zeppelin or more like Merle Haggard?
man, it was like Merle Haggard getting drunk playing Led Zeppelin.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh yeah, you missed it, Timmy. He did.
He did the rock. He
Yeah,
did the
Hermit.
country, he
Hermit
did it
started
all.
out with some Hank Williams and ended up with Aerosmith.
Wow.
So you missed it. And everybody, I'm going to tell you, Another person you ought to get into your second Saturday music festival there, Hermit, is little Joshua James.
Joshua James.
No, you got to bring him down and give him his first lesson.
I think he had it.
Yeah, I think he had it.
He was right.
He had his eyeballs on you all night and a little dancing machine you have not.
We need to get a guitar in that boy's hands and let him stroke them strings for a while.
Well, Grandpa's got plenty of money and plenty of space down there. I'm sure we can find a 69 Les Paul.
Find a cabin and lock him up for the first year.
That sounds good.
We'll have to pay him something.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, Hermit, a big gold minnow, big RB's gold minnow on your Skeeter's drum set would look pretty nice.
We'd like to get one of those.
I happen to have one for you.
But anyway, a little bit about getting back to Hermit Longhorn and the Port Louisa duo. Your band setup was kind of unique. I mean, I'm a musician. I come from Worlds of Playing a Bar, but that's the first time I've ever seen a Cadillac grill for a drum riser.
Well, we're working on getting a whole Cadillac up in there, but it's a work in progress. Got to find somebody to make it a freestanding kind of thing on hydraulics so it bounces up and down like one of them MTV videos.
There you go. Absolutely. Now, Genevieve, what made you aspire to be a singer? What did you want to just?
My daddy.
Did he tell you, or you wanted to? Hey, girl, you're gonna be a singer. Or did you just come up and say, you know what, I can do this?
Tell them all about it,
as he hands you a cracker.
Right now, she's just thinking about all the times I'm telling her to practice.
Yeah.
Genevieve, you need to practice. Practice.
That's what makes it.
That's what's part of it. Now, Genevieve, will you be singing tomorrow? Is she?
Of course you're singing tomorrow, you dork.
Oh.
You know you're singing tomorrow.
What day is it tomorrow?
Saturday.
You can tell school's out.
That's right. With
it's all just like retiring.
All the sleepovers and swimming and all. She can't remember what day it is.
All right, so let's get this honed down here. Now, you guys are going to be at the farmers market tomorrow. Where's that take place at, Hermit?
That's at the corner of 3rd and Cedar.
3rd and Cedar tomorrow.
Right down on the river.
Okay, and then you're going to be at the second Saturdays. Now,
the following week on the
following
9th.
Okay.
I believe.
So I guess if we just do the math and we look at the calendar, we say, oh, that's the second Saturday. Yeah. So that's when
don't ask me to be doing no math. It's a week from tomorrow. We'll be at the second Saturday.
It's a week from tomorrow.
Yep, that's right. We'll be in front of Flynn Collier's place. We can frame that.
Right.
A couple doors down from Cedar on 2nd.
Okay. And now, what kind of music do these kids cover when they come down there? I haven't made it down there. I think my nephew sat in and played drums, and unfortunately I haven't made it down there yet. But we'll if you guys are down at the farmers market, we'll make a point to be down there tomorrow. But what kind of music do these young
They do popular songs.
Mm-hmm.
Normally they come in and they say, I want to learn this song, I want to learn that song. So I YouTube them up on my phone and decide which ones are more applicable for what level they're playing at, and so that's what we go for.
Do you do any flat and scruggs, or?
No, I don't think no kids heard of that.
Okay.
We would if they've been hearing of it, but
you got a cement pond out back, or
a cement pond?
Cement.
Say that again.
Cement pond. You got a swimming pool, cement pond?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think Tim's tripping.
We're still working on the mud puddle.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we're still working on trying to get over the mud without tracking it into the Cadillac.
Right. There you go. So yeah, the cement pond is buried underneath. We call that a septic tank around here, Bart. but anyway, do you find now, Hermit, how many kids do you have involved with your program?
Oh, there's about 30.
There's about 30 of them.
Give or take a few.
Mm-hmm. And do they all participate in the second Saturday game?
Not all at once.
Right. Well, yeah, obviously.
I'll get 8 or 10 of them to play each one.
Okay. And you find that working with children is teaching them something like music.
That teaches me more than teaches them, probably.
Right. Do you find they're more like a sponge and they absorb it and they really get with it? And
they learn quick.
They learn quick.
Yeah.
Ain't that amazing?
It
you
is.
know? And I think it's coming from a musical background myself. I think it's anybody out there, if you got a child that's interested in music, the sooner you can get them in, the better.
That's right. They'll soak up the music like we soak up PBR and Schlitt.
There you go. I'm with you.
Well, before they get their heads turned with apps and technologies and Xboxes and this and that, if they got a desire, an actual desire, that's what my nephew Lucas, he goes, hey, I want to learn drums. I said, we're going to get you a drum teacher right now. Because believe me, coming up the same way that me and Hermit come up, it's much easier to learn the right way first.
Back in the day, we had to teach ourselves how to do it. And
exactly. And
of course, with lessons, you can shave off 7 years off a 10-year
right
practicing.
Well, then 10 years later, you figured out you were making a G-string all the wrong.
Shut up
about it.
Maybe I want to play.
I should have said F chord. I should have said F chord wrong. But no, it is. If your kid shows a desire, and I think it's been proven that kids that aspire to be musicians or get involved with music, they do better with school. Their aptitude's better. I mean, have you found that?
Scientific studies have shown that kids involved in music do develop neural pathways in the brain that help them learn faster and better in life.
By God, I didn't know what grade you graduate from.
School of Hard Knocks.
Okay.
The pole barn.
That's pretty impressive right there.
Oh, no, actually, it's written on the bathroom wall down there in that bar in Wapello.
Okay. All right.
There.
Yeah, we crossed out the other stuff and put better stuff on there.
We put
crossed off for a good time call. Yeah.
Right, actuality. The duality of man is by the species of... Hey, we won't go into that. But no, Hermit, everybody, I got accolades and accolades of you out there. Everybody enjoyed your band. They're looking forward to your next performance, which will be you solo at Froze Bike Night when we do the annual minnow racing.
That's right.
Hey, I
didn't know there was a racetrack up in Wilton.
It's in my garage. I actually bring it out, and I'm part of the sponsorship for this.
No, I thought there was a 2.5 mile NASCAR track that the minnows are going to be.
Well, no, this is actually a 184th scale mile track. It's two pieces of gutter that are 10 foot long.
It's all the same. We'll all be looking out for the crashes.
It's all the same, and everybody has a lot of fun, and we look forward to hearing you come out and rip up the national anthem.
Right.
It's a blast, and that's on July 15th. Bike night starts at 6. The middle races. The national anthem will start at 6:30, and then we'll start racing after that. It's a good time. It's a hoot. You can meet my good buddy Hermit Longhorn here. With your band's working on putting together a few more songs and getting out there, because you did about an hour and a half set for us.
We're working towards a 3-hour show.
A 3-hour show, and it is that, folks. It is a show. This isn't a bar band. This is a show band. And whenever you get some dates available when you guys are going to be back out, we'll sure as heck get it out there, because everybody that came down the fish fry was absolutely blown away, Hermit.
We're blessed.
He got a couple bookings while he was just down there. I don't know if it was the boy dancing or the Cadillac.
Well, I
Probably
think
the boy dancing in front of the Cadillac.
Well, I'm sure, I know that he's part of Brewers Relations. There can be negotiations on him to be at every show. But the bass player, Kitch, I know he was getting requested his phone number quite a bit. So
well, that's kind of the way it goes for that fella.
That's the way it goes. But hey,
pretty good looking fella. He was having some girls looking at him down there.
Absolutely.
Well,
give those numbers pretty quick.
We had a bunch of ugly ones audition for the trio. Of course, it didn't end up as a trio. It ended up as a duo. But Kitch, he snagged the gig.
There you go. Absolutely. And they're a tight band. We look forward to your next performance. Hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. We're going to slide out here and take a commercial break, and we're going to be right back. Hey, you're listening to Jerry's Outdoor Show on KUPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM.
Well, what the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Indian Creek Lure Company is your family-owned tackle shop. They carry the finest in bass fishing products. They carry items not found anywhere else. In fact, if they don't have it, you don't need it. Indian Creek Lure Company specializes in the more specialized tackle. Indian Creek also carries Dobbins and Denali fishing rods, as well as their own line of Indian Creek rods. They can help you spec out a custom rod that's the perfect fit for you, and they cater to bass clubs and tournament anglers. Check out their website, IndianCreekLures.com today.
Mitchell Arms and Ammo has moved. Stop by their new location on Park Avenue inside the old Lincoln School. They are still your locally owned gun shop. Owner Troy Mitchell takes his time to find the right firearm to fit your needs. Visit them online today at MitchellArmsandAmmo.com and start searching their inventory. Suppressors will be available in July. They offer online pricing and local pickup. No freight or extra fees. Just add tax and pick up at the store in a few days. And warranties are honored locally too. Call them at 319-212-0239.
Pierce custom rods are handcrafted of the finest materials available and designed to provide the most enjoyable fishing experience imaginable. Each rod features a perfect blend of power, action, and detail customized for the user. If you want the utmost in performance, quality, feel, and appearance from your custom rods, choose Pierce Custom Rods. Search Pierce Custom Rods and like them on Facebook or call 563-299-8645.
Sounds like a place to fish or baiting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experienced fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
And now back to more Jerry's Outdoor Show. If you've missed part of this episode or any other episode, what were you thinking? Give Jerry's Outdoor Show a like on Facebook. Listen to past episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and Jerry'sOutdoorShow.com.
All right, we are back. What do you think of that feller there, Hermit Longhorn there?
I was going to ask him if he was related to Granny or Uncle Jed, but he got out of the building too quick. But,
out the back door and all that.
He's been into some of Granny's rheumatism medicine.
No, that's just his natural speaking, Dennis. Like that,
but talk like that all the time.
He is a busy man. But
it's great that he works with the kids like that.
It does. And like I said, I want to throw a shout out to Lovestad Music Services, which is located at the Lincoln Center in Muscatine. And Brad Lovestad is a fantastic teacher. I know he teaches a lot of students. And I meant that 100% what I had said earlier. If your child is showing an inkling towards music, now is a better time to do it. Growing up as a musician myself, like Hermit was saying, a lot of us were self-taught and that couldn't afford lessons, and we just had to figure it out. We had to borrow the Mel Bay books and whatever to get it going on. But learning how to play properly and everything when you start out young is much easier than when you're 18. It's like any of us trying to learn a second language now.
It ain't working.
It ain't working.
I'm going to talk like this the rest of my life.
Right, and they're children, and if they feign interest in, a couple years, hey, it ain't meant to be. But if they strive and they go for it, and they get it going on, the potential is just amazing there. So I wanted to pass that on there. Another thing, I talked to our good friend Troy Mitchell this morning before I came in here, being that today is July 1st. Suppressors are ready to go. You can start ordering suppressors just in time for the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
For all them busy campgrounds and busy boat ramps, don't be bothered anymore. Get yourself a suppressor. He says what they're able to do. We'll talk to him a little bit more next week on this, but you're able to go ahead and order them now. As far as how long it takes us now, I guess it's just going to depend. Did you put an order in for yours yet, Lonnie? Or
no,
You got no bad neighbors?
Well, no, not really.
Not as many as he used to.
No. Well, what I found out, it is going to take a while, and it's like everything else. Mm-hmm. Everybody's jumping on board right away, which is going to slow the system down. So I'll wait, maybe even a year, before I really start looking seriously into them. My biggest concern is longevity of them. Spending that kind of money and shooting the rounds that I shoot.
Right.
The potential to wear one out in 30, 60 days is just
you
very
shoot
possible.
you shoot that much.
Oh, I shoot 400 to 600 rounds a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and could you imagine them bees be flying by and you won't even hear which way they're coming or going? Yeah.
What's my boat taking on so much water? Hey, what's this red stuff coming out of my arm? What's going on here?
Never heard a shot.
So you haven't? Have you made it out there? You didn't take Lonnie up on his little shooting range yet, Tim?
I haven't made it out there yet. I've been busy running around to all of our stations that we own and that, and had stuff going on here, but I am going to do it sometime. Yeah.
Well, I stopped over last week Tim's house to help him out with a little thing, and I apologize about your pet mole out there in the yard if that was your pet.
Oh, yeah.
I brought my dog with me because
Yeah.
my wife was out of town, so like I said, my dog has this severe separation anxiety, so I knew that Tim had a little fenced-in part of his yard there. And as soon as I opened up the gate, that dog was in there onto that mole hole, and before I could say Mia, up flips the mole up in the air, and I was like, dog, just that quick.
I need her down home.
Right.
You gotta get her down to Mom's house. Got the whole backyard down there full of moles.
There you go.
Dick can't catch him. A dog can catch him.
Yeah, Tricky Dick, he's a little slow these days.
And you guys wonder why he has so much disdain for you guys. I don't know. It's like the chicken and the egg.
He loves it. He gives it back.
Well, I never met the guy and know the guy, but I'm kind of wondering, is Dick his real name, or is that a nickname?
No, that's his real name.
Right.
Yeah, Tricky Dick.
Yeah. So he owns Lindell Lake, though, don't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lindell Avenue out there, everything.
Everything.
Back then, we knew each other.
Oh, yeah.
It was stay the hell out of my pond. I was mention that there. My buddy, old Silky, he couldn't go either, but his dad could go.
I see.
My dad could go, but them boys, I don't want them boys in my lake. Ain't that right, Dick?
I talked to the guy, and he didn't sound like that.
No, it's been 40 years.
Hey, Dick. Hey, Dick, if you're listening, if you want to give us a call right now to defend yourself at 563-263-8600, I'll gladly accept your call. I will gladly accept your call because your dignity is getting trashed all over the place from your future son-in-law and your
his old buddy.
His old buddy, Randy Brewer. But anyway, back to the suppressor deals on there. So you think it's going to be like a big deal like Obamacare? It's just going to roll out awkwardly or wrong, or because you got to register for them, don't you?
Yes, you got to register and register every one for each weapon that you own. Mm-hmm. If you want to buy multiple of them. I also know that with what happened here in the last month or so, that the AR sales have gone up immensely. Mm-hmm. And, what I mean by that, the AR platform, which looks like a military weapon, that's on the hit list to be eliminated. And the closer we get to election, and the more it sounds like Hillary may get into the office.
Easy.
Yeah.
No politics.
Yeah, no politics. But the bottom line is, and she's a very big opponent.
The Democrats has been trying to do that for years.
Nobody's going to take away anybody's gun.
No, I agree with that. But I think that you will see a ban on certain types of guns.
Yeah, I believe that. They'll try to push some legend. They're not going to take away what you have, so hence that everybody's running to get it now, but you won't be able to buy it in the future.
And that's where the AR platform comes in.
Right. And everybody knows that once the country makes it illegal, you can't ever get it anymore. Being that 49 states, it's just crazy.
Do you know what that means, Lonnie? Like when they say AR-47, now I heard that means that gun was made in 19 AK-47, and the A stood for the guy that invented it. That's his first name. And then the K has some other type of designation. Do you know how all that goes?
Okay, you're talking about the Cheleknikov AK-47.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, and that's one that's very, very popular that you can buy off of every street corner, almost available.
Right.
The acronym for that, I'm not rightly sure how they came across.
I heard that on a news program the other day, but it was interesting because the A stands for the person's first name that invented it. The K is for something else, and usually let's say 47 means something too. So so it was interesting. I'm like, I didn't know that.
And I'm not. Yeah, I don't know about it for sure either.
Well, WD-40 was the 40th attempt, so there you go.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn by God.
We talked about this the other day too. Somebody was asking me.
You know what the main ingredient in
fish
WD-40?
oil?
Yeah.
I've been asked that question for 30 years.
Yeah.
Come at me with a different one. But no, and it actually is. That's why it actually works when guys will spray it on their worms or their fish bait or anything like that. If you ever heard somebody ask you about WD-40. It's it's like a high percentage of fish oil.
It displaces moisture is what it does.
Right, basically. So
and
lubricates.
Not mean to drag this out because we got better things to talk about, but
oh no, we got 10 minutes. Go ahead, drag away.
You mentioned fish oil. There's a lot of spray cans out there made with fish oil.
Mm-hmm.
Same situation. And you have other people that, if they don't actually look at what they're purchasing when it comes to spray bombs, what we call spray bomb spray cans, you have a mineral-based, oil-based spray bomb, and then you have a fish oil base. And if you go out and buy a red can of each, you ever try to mix those two on your finished product?
Mm-mm.
You see what happens. You know how they come up with that warped peeling texture?
Right.
That's basically what it'll do when you mix those two ingredients that are from opposite ends of the chemical.
Right. So, you'll get the fisheye and the pitting and stuff like that. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the hammered paint.
Yeah, hammered paint
look. Right.
But a lot of people just go out and buy, there's a can of red here, I'll grab a can of red here. And if you don't look at what they are, you're going to end up mixing those, from Krylon to different colors that will not mix.
Yeah, I was trying to clean the house while the wife was gone, and I grabbed some bleach and ammonia one time. Don't ever do that.
Hard to breathe.
4 days later, when I woke up,
found Tim.
Last thing you heard was kind of takes your breath away, right?
Yeah, but like on that WD-40 and being all that fish oil.
Right.
Well, instead of buying all them little omega pills, I'm just going to take a shot, just squirt some in there on your tongue and.
Believe me, you taking a shot of WD-40 is not even close to the worst thing that you've ever.
Well, you remember the Bass-O-Matic from Saturday Night Live, don't you? Where they just took a couple bass and put it in there and, whip, dice, mix, or puree. You're good to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, what we got going on? I know, Tim, it's 4th of July weekend, so you're pretty much busy here at the station, aren't you? That's pretty much like a non-holiday for you guys, aren't it? I mean, you guys are doing parades and...
I took vacation this year.
Aha!
Yep, so I think I'm maybe going to go back and see my sister at her Lake Rathbun house, and so we're going to head down there and have a good weekend.
That will be.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, you got... I know, Lonnie, you got an event going on. And I don't know if you want to broadcast that or not, but
it's basically a family camper event system that we have, water slides and a meal and fireworks and that kind of stuff, small stuff. And
so get on the Cedar River and you can see it from. Actually, you can watch a lot of fireworks out there.
Yeah.
On any of the rivers.
Well, actually, you can watch a lot of them in Wilton now.
Yeah.
Because it's that period between June 28th and July 10th. 10 o'clock, I'm about falling asleep, and that's when somebody's going to shoot off a bottle rocket or somebody's going to shoot off one of them 8-star Roman candles, and then they'll do that, and then you'll see the cops whiz down the street.
He's that mean guy on the corner.
Yeah.
So, yes, I have my order in for a suppressor. So,
it's ironic. My grandkids are home for the weekend, and wife and I looked at this and I said, man, would I like to get a hold of one of these to take it into the outdoor show, into the Jerry's show. they now have a fishing, maybe you've seen them, a fishing pole that it's got a reel and everything on it.
The line's inside the rod.
Yeah, it's all inside. Yeah. But what this thing does, I don't know if it's spring-loaded or compressed air-loaded. No, you don't cast it. You point it like a gun and go poop, and it sends your lure out. And they actually showed kids catching fish with it.
Oh, get out!
No, that is
Norelco, 1995.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my.
No,
God.
it shoots the lure out.
No kidding.
And then it was just. I told the wife, I said, "Man, I'd love to get a hold of one of those."
Yeah. Underneath mulberry trees.
Yeah,
catching catfish.
Well, I'll have to look at it. So what's 4th of July got going on down at the brewer's house? What we got?
The kids all went down Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
We used to take them down there, and now they go down on their own because we're too poor anymore. We just can't get out there. Now the wife's got to work both days, so I'm going to hang out back when I don't have to run the bait shop and catch some of them catfish.
Right.
How about your South End bait shop? Is that going to be open?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there.
Who you got manning that?
I got a little lady down there.
Little old lady, you said?
A little lady.
A little
young lady.
Okay.
And my daughter and my wife runs that one.
You ever thought of having Longhorn run that a few days a week?
I think he'd be out in the middle of the street getting in trouble.
Probably.
I think he would.
That never happened.
Oh, I think he would be trying to draw somebody in.
Wearing a sandwich board, walking around.
Yeah, cooking fish and
yeah,
sliding it out the side window.
There you go, cooking fish.
Sliding what out the side window?
Fish.
Okay.
Well, there you go. That could be a going concern down there, Randy. I mean, since you don't have Tim's favorite eating spot down there, the old Pettit Wagon Wheel restaurant down there anymore.
Hey, by God, now that was a good old place.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we need something to fill the gap. So the Tim Scott Hermit Longhorn Cafe. That would be a good retirement investment for you.
They had good liver and onions.
I've got space, and I've got some cookers.
Do you?
Yeah, you want to open up a weekend fish market?
If you taught me how to do it, I'd do it.
I can teach you real fast. Put it in grease.
When it floats, it's done.
Yeah.
Bring a good supply of Band-Aids and some tongs.
Long tongs.
So anyway, yeah, it is 4th of July weekend. A lot of people...
Be safe out there.
It's a 4-day weekend. That's what I'm getting.
What are you doing?
Me? I'm going to lay low. We're gonna actually got a few things to do in the house, and then we're going to go fishing at night.
So you're going to hide for the most part?
Not hide so much.
It's going to be some pretty nice nights out. I'm going to run some flat.
Relax.
During the day?
I tell you what, I was so whooped this morning. My wife come in and poked me this morning because it was like 7:30. I wasn't out of bed yet.
She did what?
What?
Poked me with her finger. Jeez. She was like, "Are you alive?" Yeah. I did a whole kitchen install this week, cabinets, and I did a whole bathroom tile job, and that's a lot in 4 days.
Right.
And it was pretty warm, so I was pretty tuckered out this morning. So we decided we're going to do a few projects on the house, and then we're going to go fishing late afternoons out on the river. But other than that,
down at the flea market or down at the market.
We'll go to the flea market tomorrow. But as far as getting out, the boat ramps get too crazy. And you got all these people that never do it. I like to avoid those situations.
Well, see, I'm putting in today, and I won't pull it back out.
Right,
until Monday night.
So I'm well seasoned at this. So usually, like the 4th of July, Labor Day,
there's a lot of amateur hours.
Right, I would rather lay low and go because nothing's worse than being stuck on a busy boat ramp and you're landing blows after blows on top of this guy's head. Well, and then you're in the paper for,
When I worked for the state, we used to have the Isley Hill was before it was reconstructed. We often thought as operators, just before I got into management, that we set up a toll booth at the bottom of the hill, and for $5 we'd drive your truck up the hill for you. Now, maybe you ought to go to the
boat ramp
and do that. Yeah. Sit up out there and say, hey, for $5, I'll back your boat in and out for you.
Man, my wife would make a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, like I said it last week, if you can't unload your boat within 5 minutes off your trailer into the water, out of the water, get a kayak.
Yeah.
I mean, or go someplace and practice. But
practice
it's
during the week.
It's just like
with that said, though, up here at the Muscatine, where they got the boat landing.
Yeah.
When the water does get at a certain height up there, there is a hell of a current there.
Yeah.
And it's even for somebody that knows what they're doing, it's interesting to
but shoves them around, but you've
got your boat off the trailer at that point.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm talking is get it off the damn trailer already.
Yeah, I
know they do make, and now starting out, I think next year, 17 models. I don't know if it's a Ford or the GMC product, but they have automatic trailer backing.
Really? Oh, do they?
Yep, with the camera systems. It's on them. Yep.
Well, I won't mention names, but when I was at the Muscatine boat ramp, these guys obviously have never been boating before in their life. So they brought this 1972 John boat, whatever, with like a 90 horse. It's a 12-foot John boat with a 90 horse on it. It's like, okay, that's a problem. Number two, when they backed it down, the trailer had a tongue on it about 20 foot. They backed the truck down, keep coming back. When your exhaust from your truck goes underwater and starts bubbling, that you've backed up too far.
Right.
Okay? And then you wonder why your truck won't start. And then you're going to stand there, and then you're going to yell at Bubby, and you're going to yell at Sissy, and it's like, oh, my God. So those places, I just rather just avoid it. So there'll be plenty of fishing next weekend, the weekend after that, this weekend, this and that. I can pass 4th of July up. But otherwise...
Well, you're going fishing at night. Yeah. Everybody else going to be tuckered out.
Well, that, and then...
I'm going to be out doing a little flathead.
Then the alcohol takes place. You get all these people that are out there with their ski-doos, and they're zipping back and forth.
The law will be out there.
Law will be out there, it'll be heavy. Yep. But what I'm just saying is, hey, come back.
Smart.
Be smart, come back alive, and have a good weekend. Other than that, from Jerry's Outdoor Show, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, folks.